welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, I will show you how to make this planner cover. Now, this is specifically for a mini size happy planner in a classic size disc. And if you don't have this type of planner and this type of disc on the planner, this tutorial will show you how to adjust the size so it will fit your planner. So for the materials, this yarn, if I could find the label. Oh, this is the label. Okay. So it's a twist from Bernat Blanket. And you can see the color there. And this is what this is. And this one is a country blue color. It's super bulky yarn, and this one is also super bulky. This tutorial I will use the country blue color super bulky yarn, and I'm using a 7.0 millimeter crochet hook. You will need a pair of scissors, darning needle, a couple of stitch marker. Now the stitch marker is optional. It just helps me keep count of how many rows I've done. And you will also need a measuring tape. It's to measure your piece. Put that there. And a darning needle to weave in your ends, and also you will need a sewing thread and a sewing needle if you wanna sew the flap by hand. If not, you could just put it on the sewing machine and sew it that way, but I tried. I only have the mini sewing machine, and this little guy just keeps jamming on me, so it was just so time consuming using this than doing it by hand. So I did let me see here if I could show you guys. Pull this out. Let's see. This is the side where I did it by hand. I know it's it's not that great. And this is the side where I try to use the sewing machine, but it keeps jamming on me, so I have to pull it in and out of the machine. So went ahead and just do this side by hand. This is why this is not a sewing channel. And I've also noticed if you turn the work inside out, so if you flip it inside out, it will give you a much better finish. So you could hardly tell where the stitches are. So I prefer that look, but I wish I picked a different flap here, so that way it's not so noticeable. But this, actually, I'm loving it more when it's like this, when it gives you a nice finish edge there. So that was a bit of an intro. So let's get to this project. Alright, first we need to make a slip knot. So and we need to chain 20. So 1, 2, 20 chains. Okay, after we chain 20, we are going to single crochet to the second chain from the hook. So first and the second chain is right here. So I'm going to single crochet, and we are just going to put 1 single crochet in each of the chains. Okay, and I have a few more here. And single crochet the last chain, and that we should have a total of 19 single crochet across, and that is the end of row 1. To begin row 2, we need to chain 1, turn the work, and we are going to single crochet to the first stitch and single crochet in each stitch across. Right. Well, that very last stitch, we need to single crochet in there as well. Okay, and we should still have a total of 19 stitches across our piece, and that is the end of row 2. To begin row 3, we need to chain 1, turn our work, and we're just gonna single crochet to that very first stitch where this chain 1 is coming out of. Go back in there and single crochet, and we just put 1 single crochet in each of the stitches across. And this is just 1 row repeat, so you're gonna repeat that till you complete row 31. Okay. That completes row 3, and we at the end of each round you should have 19 stitches across. So just gonna repeat that till you have 31 rows, or till your piece is about 33.5 centimeter. At the end of row 3, you can go ahead and check if your piece is approximately 20 centimeter tall, and that is enough to cover the height of mini happy planner. And if your piece doesn't cover the whole height of a mini happy planner, you can adjust your stitch counts accordingly. If it's a little too short, I would add 1 additional stitch count. If it's too big or too tall for the size, I will decrease it 1 stitch. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my row 4 to 31 off camera, and I will meet you back once I have my piece completed. I have 30 rows completed on my navy or country blue color yarn here, and as you can see, it is over the length that I want. So I think I'm just gonna rip out the last 2, so I'm left with 28 rows. So it all depends on your tension. So this one is about 33.5 centimeter, and this first piece that I have here is up to 31 rows. So just depends on your tension, you may have to measure it from 28 rows to 31. I did crochet a little loosely on my second one, so I'm gonna go ahead and rip out 2 rows. So I am left with 28, so I'm gonna go ahead and rip them out. So that's one more row. And here we go. And I want to go ahead and check again. So do that all the way. It's still a little over there. So if I rip one more, wait a second. Before I rip an extra one, I want to make sure that it can go over. It can cover the whole size of my planner. So I think this is where I want that to sit. Yes, I think I'm gonna rip out one more. So I'll be left with 27 rows. So go ahead and rip this one out. Okay. And double check again. Yes, this is about where I want my piece. Oops, can't see that. So this is about where I want my piece here. About 33.5 here. I mean, it can stretch, so it's okay if it's a little too short. But I'm gonna go ahead, leave the length as is. So I'm gonna go ahead and that's these stitch markers here. I just place it on the 10th, every 10th row that I completed. So this is 10, 20, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 27 stitches. I mean 27 rows of single crochet. So depending on your tension, it could go from 27 rows to 31. So keep that in mind. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and chain 1 and cut my yarn here and pull that all the way through. That will make a knot there, so that way I don't lose that stitch count or lose my progress there. Alright, I have a scrap of fabric here, and it's 8.5 wide, and it is 11. So this one is 11 by 8. So for the inside flap, I want to have at least 10.5 inches. I mean 10.5 centimeter length. So go ahead and turn that, which actually this is perfect for the height of the Happy Planner, mini Happy Planner cover. So, which I don't have to do anything extra to resize it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 11. I'm gonna go ahead and do 11 there, 11 here, and just mark that so I can easily cross that off. It's 11 centimeter, and see here, and 11 centimeter, and that marking. There we go. Whoops. Okay. All right. Now we can go ahead and cut these. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it straight line. Would be nice. It would be nice if we could make it straight, but knowing me, it might be a little crooked. Yep, that's fine. Oops. Okay. And now we have 2 flaps here. Before you stitch the inside flap, I want to make this the front, so it's gonna fold like so because it has that nice finish edging there at the edge. So this is gonna be the inside, and it's how it's gonna be. And if your piece is longer than the inside flap, you could just stretch it out a bit. And now we have about the same height. So I'm gonna go ahead and stretch these. So this is where I want it. Now you could sew it by hand like I did with my first one, but this time around I want it to be a nice finish edge too on the inside. So I'm bringing in my sewing machine here. Alright, I am back, and I've tried to use my little sewing machine here, but it keeps jamming, so I've decided to sew my flaps by hand. I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. I'm sure how to, and I will show you how to do it by hand. Okay, I've already have a thread on my needle, and I already have a knot there. So what I'm gonna do is pick up where I left off. Let's see if you guys could see this. So I'm gonna go back a stitch, and oops, there we go. And then just gonna match these two together. Oopsies. Okay, if your thread is long, it will tend to knot. So just keep that in mind. Since okay. There you go. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this off camera, and I will meet you guys back once I have this completely attached to my piece. So I will meet you back once this side of my piece is completely attached. Alright, I am back, and over here, try to keep your stitches straight and even as best you could, but this is the best that I could with that. And I just realized that you could actually turn this inside out so it will look neater on the other side. So if you turn this inside out, there we go. See how clean that is compared to what it was before. So I think I'm gonna keep it like this, and I want to go ahead and see if it'll fit. And I actually turned this piece inside out as well, so that way you could barely tell my stitches, my ugly stitches. So that's that, and go ahead and oopsies. Okay, and voila. And that is so much cleaner than it was before. So I really like this, and I wish that I picked a darker color, maybe blue on the inside, to match this color, to match the outside color. So but this looks good, so I am happy how it turned out. If you like this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, I do crochet tutorials every week, and don't forget to hit that bell notification so you won't miss another video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.